Hi, my name is Tony Zani. I'm a candidate for the Utah State Board of Education, and today I want to talk to you about reading. In my regular day job, I am a literacy specialist in a Title I elementary school. I spend my spare time reading books like this and creating professional development for teachers about how to teach kids how to read and write. And I've had a lot of people ask me, what can we do to help our children when parents are talking to me? Number one thing, read with your children. If they're preschoolers, even if they're toddlers, infants, read to your children. Share the love of books. Show your children how the words go from left to right and top to bottom. Read with some excitement. Share with your children the books that you really love, the books that give you excitement. Share with your children new books. Maybe there's books out there that you can share why you chose a new book and why you read it. As your children get older, read together. Strategy we often use in school, especially for children that are learning to read or they're having some struggles, read together. So obviously don't read this, read something that's an appropriate level for your child. Both of your voices together. So you as the adult might be pointing as you read, and your child is going to read along with you, and they might piggyback just a little bit off your voice. This is called dyad reading. You read the same paragraph together. Maybe you read the same page together. And there's nothing wrong with having your child read something multiple times. Read it 2 or 3 times. Maybe you read it once to your child. Maybe you read it together. Maybe you have your child then read it to you. When I work with kids and they say, I already read that, I don't want to read it again, I compare it to playing a sport. When you play football, do you just throw the ball once and you're done? Or you kick a goal and you're done? What about NFL players? How often do they practice? I played football in high school. We threw and we threw and we threw the ball until we could do it without even thinking about it. And reading is the same. It's just the muscle in your brain. Reading and rereading things 2 or 3 times really solidifies that in your child's brain. As your child gets older, maybe they don't want to be read to anymore, but I'll tell you, even through middle school, kids like being read to. But maybe they get to that age where they don't want you to read to them anymore. That's fine. Talk to them about what they're reading. Ask them questions about what they're reading. And keep sharing about what you are reading, even if it's just 10 minutes a day, just to make sure that the love of books and the importance of books and reading stays in your child's life all the way through high school. Now, it's important to share the books that you loved as a child because it shows your enthusiasm for reading. But be sure that you include new things. Be sure you have a variety, things that are fiction, things that are nonfiction, science, history. Go out of your own comfort zone with books to share with your child because you never know what might spark your child's interest and what topics might interest them. There is nothing more important in developing our children and making sure they're successful in life than reading. There's no better way to do it than to read just a little bit every day. Read with your child, to your child, talk about reading. And one word of caution is I hear this misconception sometimes, especially in elementary schools. Well, we should make sure children read on their level. We don't do that as adults. That's not a good idea. Let your child choose books that interest them. If your child is interested and really wants to do it, they will read a harder book. If they're not interested or they're bored, it's just going to be a struggle, so don't do it. If your child wants to read something that's exceedingly too difficult for them, you know what? Don't discourage them. Don't make a discouraged reader. Read it with them. Find a way to help them get through it, even if you have to read it to them. And then next time you can help them find a book that they still really love and still really want to do and really want to read, but maybe it's something they can do a little more independently. But I really don't like the idea of saying this is your reading level, you can only read these books. That tends to give kids the wrong mental image of themselves as a reader. I want excited readers. I want kids that just clamor after books, because the more you read, the more you will learn, because what's in the book, you learn that information. So the more you read, the better you become, the more you do it. And it's that cycle, and we don't want to break the cycle by telling kids, you can only read this level. It's not going to work. Just please read with your children, make it a daily habit. Online school, hybrid school, in-person school, doesn't matter. Read. Make reading a big part of your family's life.